A federal lawsuit filed Wednesday in Cincinnati seeks to toss out Ohio's gerrymandered congressional district map on constitutional grounds and create more balanced districts in time for the 2020 election. If successful, the suit would move up the timetable by 2 years for congressional redistricting reform in Ohio. And it could jeopardize some of what otherwise would be safe incumbent seats during a presidential election year. Ohioans earlier this month voted overwhelmingly to establish rules aimed at eliminating political gerrymandering in time for the next scheduled map drawing, but those rules would not affect any election until 2022. The current Ohio congressional map, created under secrecy and full Republican control in 2011, has resulted in districts making little geographic sense, stretching more than 100 miles, and predictable results, with 12 reliably Republican districts created by packing Democrats into 4 solidly blue districts. The ill effects of gerrymandering, and the need for change, was the focus of a months-long Cleveland.com series, Out of Line, Impact 2017 and Beyond. Reform had support from both Republicans and Democrats. The fundamental thing here to understand is that what we are challenging in Ohio is one of the most egregiously gerrymandered maps in history, said Frida J. Levinson, lead attorney on the case and legal director of the ACLU of Ohio. This map was designed to generate 75% Republican seats in Ohio regardless of how Ohio people voted. The plaintiffs are the Ohio League of Women Voters, the Ohio chapter of the A. Philip Randolph Initiative, described as an organization for African American trade unionists and community activists, and one Democratic voter in each of Ohio's 16 districts. Named as defendants were elected leaders, including Secretary of State John Husted and Gov. John Kasich, 2 Republicans who have been outspoken against gerrymandering, although Kasich signed into law the disputed map. Kasich's office declined to comment before having a chance to review the court filing. Husted, in a statement, did not address the constitutional questions raised by the suit. Why did they wait 6 years to file a lawsuit challenging the maps? These groups should respect the will of Ohio's voters, who overwhelmingly approved a constitutional amendment earlier this month that established a new, bipartisan process for drawing congressional districts starting in 2021, the statement said. Husted is running for a lieutenant governor on the ticket of Mike DeWine, who in his current job as Attorney General would be responsible for defending the case. Joining the crowd, Ohio follows a long list of states where the legality of the gerrymandering has been questioned. We will know by the middle of June whether the U.S. Supreme Court is inclined to step in and provide some standards and guardrails to partisan gerrymandering, said David Daly, author of RATF*****, The True Story Behind the Secret Plan to Steal America's Democracy. Until the court rules, it's hard to say how a similar case from Ohio will be received. Daly said he considered Ohio's congressional map to be one of the most unfair maps in the country. The Supreme Court in 1986 ruled that partisan gerrymandering violated the Equal Protection Clause of the Constitution, but left ambiguous the standard by which courts might rule on such claims. A clearer answer on the limits of partisan gerrymandering could come from the pending cases. The Ohio case. Ohio's map violates the constitutional rights of Ohioans, the suit claimed, entrenching partisan advantage against likely changes in voter preference, disfavoring Democratic voters on the basis of their political affiliation, placing plaintiffs and their political class into districts so as to dilute the power of their votes. The current map violates the First Amendment, the 14th Amendment and the Elections Clause of the Constitution, the ACLU's Levinson said. The suit does not specify when the maps should be thrown out, but Levinson said 2020 is as soon as it realistically could occur, so that is the goal. The suit notes that Ohio's map was drawn to pack as many Democrats into as few of districts as possible, leaving more districts for Republicans. The map, the suit noted, splits every major Ohio city, including Cincinnati and Cleveland, and 27 counties into different districts. The contorted shapes of some of these districts also made clear the length the map drawers had to go in order to achieve their political goals. This is how Republicans won 75% of the seats, even in years when the total Republican vote statewide was a little more than 50%. The average winning percentage for the 4 Democratic districts was 68% in 2012, 64% in 2014 and 69% in 2016, the suit said. Courts nationwide in North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Florida, Texas and Virginia have almost universally frowned on these practices and ruled against them in outrage, the author Daily said. Right now, however, many of those cases depend on what the Supreme Court does.